Scientists had to make thousands of calculations to create the atomic bomb and determine its effects. Computers and atomic bombs, both products of World War II, grew up together.
In the last weeks, I've spotted around the internet plenty of short videos and audio clips with the TF2 characters. They go from common copypastas to original and complex animations on Source Filmmaker and Gmod. I myself decided to make one of these edits, for fun, and among all those that I watched, my favorites were Spy's Confession, as animated by Googly Gazer.
You're fucking what? His name is Dutch. He's my persona. What the fuck is a persona?
And Putty's Hard Bass by Yue Mi. I think that's how it's pronounced. There will be links below and on cards in this video in case you want to watch them. Making the TF2 characters speak funny things isn't anything new. It was already traditionally done by animators and artists who would cut and mix the game's voice files to combine syllables and produce the intended words.
Hello everyone! I have important news to tell you first, so listen up.
The result wasn't necessarily convincing, but it worked and even created a peculiar style that I personally love. That's not, however, what we are seeing with these new videos that are being shared around. We don't hear that truncated speech typical of Gmod animations. Instead, the effect is much more convincing. That's because these voices are being generated by an artificial intelligence system capable of synthesizing almost completely these characters' voices. And as much as this tech is revolutionary, I also find it absolutely terrifying. I hadn't seen this many TF2 animations being posted on YouTube since around 2015. It's true that the animation scene never really died, but it clearly weakened since 2017, especially because we don't have regular sexy awards anymore. This revival in animations and funny TF2 videos made me very happy. The popularization of 15.ai, the voice generation service I mentioned earlier, demolished the difficulty barrier to make voice lines for videos. I myself have some experience with Source Filmmaker and Gmod, and to me, the most tedious part of any project is coming up with these voice lines. The traditional method, which involves cutting and mixing audio files, is an art form in itself, demanding a lot of time and skill. Today, anyone can visit 15.ai, pick a character and type what you want spoken. It is revolutionary, to say the least, and I imagine it will forever change how these animations are made.
Hello, mercenaries! I have a mission for you.
I don't think manual sentence mixing will be abandoned, at least not by experienced animators, but it will probably be complemented by this new tool in a very positive manner. Despite that, I am very scared by this technology, for quite a few reasons that I'd like to share with you. First of all, I'm worried about the consequences this can have for real voice actors. Obviously, 15.ai currently isn't convincing enough to substitute the work of professional voice actors. The voices produced by the system, despite somewhat convincing, aren't as natural and clean as the originals. Certainly its development won't stop here, and I can imagine a future in which the production of audiovisual content may depend more on these digital tools than on real people. We've already seen stuff like this happen. In Star Wars, they've digitally inserted Carrie Fisher in the latest films. They did the same to Paul Walker in one of the movies from the Fast and Furious franchise. Those were posthumous tributes, for sure, but they suggest the possibility of using digital actors, and I can see the same happening to voice actors. Even now, if you think about it, we could be commissioning voice actors on our animation projects instead of trying to artificially synthesize voice. For instance, Nathan Vetterline, Scout's voice actor, takes such requests when people support his work on Twitch. By the way, if you aren't familiar with his work as a streamer, check it out, he's great. Also, he's not the only one to take voice acting commissions. Surely there are many aspiring voice actors in our community, and I bet they would be glad to be a part of animation projects. The widespread use of AI voice generation tools will certainly make things harder for these people in the long term. There is even another ethical question, this time regarding those artists who aren't here with us anymore. Do we have the right to use the image or the voice of a deceased actor or voice actor? One of the voices that 15.ai can reproduce is that of Rick May, Soldier's voice actor, who tragically passed away last year. And people can use the website to make him say all sorts of things, from the most innocent to the most hideous words that certainly Mr. May and his family would find shameful and unacceptable. Therefore, we should ask ourselves, is this usage of his likeness ethical? I don't have the answer to this question, but it torments me and makes me very concerned for the future. Voice generation is a technology that allows us so much, it empowers us to create from the void, and maybe that power is too much for our own sake.
The individual is supposed to be weak, but far from powerless. A single person has the potential to ruin a world.
And the age of digitized communication has given even more power to the individual. Too much power for an immature species.
I believe that the biggest concern around this tool is the possibility of manipulating the public opinion and discrediting journalism and traditional mass media. 15.ai's About section makes it clear that the AI has only been trained to reproduce the voices from pop culture characters, not from politicians or celebrities, explaining that there are other tools and systems not related to 15.ai being used for that. Not only voice can be imitated, but also the animated image of a person.
Someone else would. Someone like Jordan Peele.
That's called a deepfake, and besides humor and entertainment, it can have very harmful applications, especially today when being able to propagate information is a source of power. Our society already suffers from fake news and from the post-truth, and these AI tools could make those problems even worse by spreading lies and misinformation to the masses. It is truly frightening to think about. That's why I think that these tools being used first for entertainment, for making memes and funny videos, is something good, because it exposes people to them in a safer environment, and that exposure may help prevent or hinder its harmful applications. That can't be said of the general public, however, because a lot of people don't participate on internet culture, and that surely makes it still a source of concern for our future. And what's your opinion on this matter? What video made with 15.ai did you find the most interesting? Do you share my concerns? Do you have something else to add to them? Do you think my worry is unjustified? Leave a comment below. I'm interested on hearing your thoughts on this. Don't forget to like and share the video and subscribe to see my future content. See you next time and bye bye.